Thank you for being here today. I want to start this out by talking about Houston for a minute. It is hard to talk about a project like this and not talk about what is happening in Houston. As a community and as a city, we know that we have individuals who are from here, including our own staff members, who are down there helping Houston with this very tragic storm they are experiencing. If you have any desire to be a part of the solution for those who are suffering in Houston, please go to your American Red Cross website and find out how you can help participate in their efforts to help families and individuals overcome the disaster. Thank you. On October 6th, this hall behind us will be transformed into a place of hope, friendship, and opportunity. Today, we are here to officially launch what I know will become one of this city's greatest events. To kick off the first annual Project Homeless Connect, we have a video we're going to play for you. Please take a moment.
Project Homeless Connect brings service providers in Salt Lake County and Salt Lake City together under one roof to be able to provide services for the homeless.
This is something that started years ago in San Francisco. Since then it has grown. It's in over 200 cities now throughout the US, Canada, and Australia. In different forms, but the purpose here is to get services directly to people in one day and in one location.
By having a place where lots of individuals will be coming, we'll be able to learn more about them and help us tailor our programs to be more successful and have better outcomes and end people's homelessness more quickly.
Some homeless people may have one or two problems, and others have a multiplicity of problems, but they need somewhere to go where somebody is listening to them and hearing about what it is they want.
You know, one thing I can say about the state of Utah, and in particularly Salt Lake City, is that we have very compassionate people, and people want to do something, but a lot of people don't know what to do.
I think this can be a great volunteer opportunity for individuals in our community who maybe have been nervous to come down to a shelter, come down to a dining hall.
We'll be able to say to our homeless friends, yes, we have this, and yes, we have that, and what else do you need? It's over there, or it's over there. And it's all in one place.
They're going to come in and they're going to make a friend with somebody who, for one reason or the other, is just in need of some help.
Volunteer, donate, support, connect. To learn more, visit www.phcslc.org. I am so happy to be joined by many of the architects of this incredible initiative, service providers and sponsors. Like everything we are doing to address homelessness in our city and state, Project Homeless Connect can be successful only through true collaboration and partnership. Project Homeless Connect will build on the success of smaller, similar events hosted by the VA and the City Library. It will rely on the expertise of service providers who have been working in the field for decades. This hall will be transformed through the generosity of financial sponsors and partners like the Salt Palace Convention Center, who have waived all fees for this particular event. But none of this will be possible without hundreds of people making an individual commitment to volunteer on October 6th. By all accounts, volunteering with Project Homeless Connect will impact your life and that of someone who is in poverty. You will become personally invested, if only for a few hours, in the life and success of someone who needs your support. Services like breakfast, lunch, haircuts, bike repair, library cards, things like that will be a part of this. Medical for your pets. We are covering the gamut with services coming from all over the valley to help us with this event. I hope everyone in this city and across the valley will consider doing what they can to make October 6th a day of hope in Salt Lake City. I now want to turn time over to Mike Acker, who is the Deputy Director of Community and Neighborhoods and is spearheading this project. Mike came to us a few months ago with this idea and has been working tirelessly to get it off the ground. Mike is emblematic of the type of people who are working for Salt Lake City. Every day, our city employees see people experiencing homelessness, and every day they come up with ways to help by performing simple acts of kindness. They are on the front lines and are a critical part of the solution. I have no doubt you will see many of them volunteering their time on October 6th. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mike Ackerlow, and the time is yours. Thank you.
Good afternoon. As the mayor mentioned, Salt Lake City is thrilled to be hosting the first annual Project Homeless Connect and have been looking forward to this formal launch with great anticipation. On October 6th, as the mayor said, the Salt Pals be transformed into a place of hope for those in our community. What is so exciting about Project Homeless Connect that is one day when those who are most vulnerable in our community will be immediately connected to vital resources and services in just one location. If a person needs dental work and wants to enroll for Medicaid, or if they need to get assistance with a substance abuse issue, but also need to find out housing, they can do that here. Well, this will be the first Project Homeless Connect in Salt Lake City. The Veterans Administration and the Salt Lake City Public Library have held similar events in the fall of each year. Those events, Project Stand Down and Project Uplift, have been incorporated into Project Homeless Connect, and we're grateful that Jennifer Steele from the Veterans Administration and Debbie Ehrman from the library are serving on our steering committee and are bringing their expertise and experience to make this a success. Let me briefly give you an idea of what will be happening on October 6th at Project Homeless Connect. That morning, breakfast will be provided across the street at the Vivint Arena for those who are experiencing or are at risk of experiencing homelessness. Doors at Project Homeless Connect will be open at 9 a.m. After the breakfast, people will walk right across the street to the Salt Palace and be welcomed with open arms by Rachel Santizo and her team. Rachel is a member of our steering committee and someone who was formerly homeless and truly understands what our homeless community needs. After a brief registration, the homeless client is paired with a member of the community who serves as their client guide. The client guide will sit down with the individual or family and discuss the services being offered that day, sign them up, and then escort them through the venue, ensuring that all their needs are met. That client guide will be their friend that connects them to the services that they feel they need. There will be between 50 and 60 different services being offered at Project Homeless Connect. All service providers have been asked to focus on services that can be done in a day, meaning that this is much more than just an information fair. This is a day when people will be able to get immediate assistance and where needed, access to ongoing services. I'll give you just a sampling of what services people can expect that day. Housing triage and placement, dental services, immunization and hepatitis A shots, glucose and diabetes screening, credit repair, legal services, including those who are experiencing domestic violence or have a disability, veterinary services, including microchipping and vaccinations, haircuts, wound care, and a wide range of services for homeless veterans, computer skills training, employment counseling, job openings that are ready for people to enroll or apply, Medicaid enrollment, assistance paying for financial aid for education, substance abuse counseling and program enrollment, and many, many more. After they have received services for that day, they'll be provided with some basic personal needs, such as hats, gloves, underwear, and socks, in addition to food takeaways from the Utah Food Bank and Catholic Community Services. What makes Project Homeless Connect truly unique is that this is really led by the community. Our steering committee is almost completely made up from community volunteers who want to get engaged with this important issue and who want to make a difference in someone's life. They have dedicated many hours to working with service providers and securing services for that day. In addition to the steering committee, 500 community volunteers will serve in a variety of opportunities at this event. Those opportunities include people to help set up and take down, checking clients in, serving as a client guide, working in a particular service area, or helping us reach out to people who could use the services being provided. Descriptions of all service opportunities are available on Salt Lake City's Project Homeless Connect website. So often we have people ask us how they can help, that they really want to do something that is meaningful. Well, here is your chance. As a volunteer, you should prepare to have a life-changing experience as you spend time with people who, for one reason or another, need some help. You will get to know them and care for them as a friendship forms. If you are truly looking for something that will make a difference in someone's life, you need to be here on October 6th. I am thrilled to announce that a local business, Pluralsight, who has representatives here with us today, has already committed to be a founding sponsor and not only providing a significant number of volunteers, but also to help us recruit additional volunteers. We need your help. So we encourage those in our community who want to participate to visit www.phcslc.org to register as a volunteer. Please come make a friend and make a difference. I would now like to ask Rachel Santizo, a member of our steering committee who I mentioned earlier, to speak to us for a few minutes. Rachel will share her experience with you about being homeless and also about what this day will mean to many of those who are in the same situation. Following Rachel, Debbie Ehrman from the Salt Lake City Public Library System, who has overseen Project Uplift for the past few years, will be our final speaker. Rachel.
Hi, it's an honor to stand here before you. I'm nervous. I'm not nervous because the media, thank you. I'm not nervous about the media, and I'm not nervous about the people behind me. I'm nervous about relaying the message for the people that are on the streets that I once lived on. This event means so much to me. I remember being on the streets. I remember dumpster diving. I remember feeling invisible. I remember I didn't know where to go. I didn't know anything. You could say that my homelessness was self-inflicted, and I would agree with you 100%. I was a heroin addict lost on the streets. This day is a day to give back. It's a day. These are precious lives. There's a lot of reasons why people are homeless, and it's understanding and educating not only us as a community, but the people that are living out there. I didn't know the first thing about treatment, and I didn't know the first thing about addiction. I love that we're all coming together. I think this is necessary and this is needed, and it's well-deserved for the people that are living on the streets. So to be a part of something so big, it's an honor for everyone that's standing behind me, for anybody that's filming, or for anybody that's listening. I feel that being of service, when we go out there and we're able to serve, it helps us. It doesn't help them, it helps us. I get to stay sober and I get to stay alive for one more day. So being a volunteer, please go to the website and sign up. It gives you this priceless value that you get to remain humble, and you get to remain a good human being, a kind human being. I remember when I was living on the streets, feeling invisible. I felt homeless. I didn't know where to go or what to do, and it's because of organizations that give back that I'm able to stand here today. I'm not afraid to say who I am. I'm not afraid to be me today because of that. And this day, we have one day of services from A to Z to give this hope to those that are on the streets just like me. I encourage everyone, that day we're going to be breaking barriers. We're going to be educating services. It's not about the services that we're going to be offering that day. It's about how we're going to make the individuals feel. They're going to feel loved, they're going to feel supported, and they're going to feel like there's something. We're going to have peer-to-peer. They're going to have somebody throughout the whole day. They're going to be greeted with a hug. My team, we're going to give homeless hugs. That's the most powerful message you can give anybody in the world. We're going to greet them with a hug, and they're going to have somebody that's going to walk them through the entire day, that's going to ask them, that's going to just make them feel a part of. The community needs to give back and show love and support to these people. Actually, they're not people, they're friends. X that. They're our friends. So, and also the day of, one of the best parts is that they're going to leave with a backpack. In this backpack, they're going to have a resource list. It's not, we're going to educate them where they can go to meetings, where they can go get services, where they can get food, because it's an ongoing effort. It's not just the day of, it's not just come in and go home. We're going to leave them with something that they can educate themselves, so when they're struggling, because it's about educating us about what they're going through as well, meeting them where they're at. So it's an honor to stand here today, and I appreciate your time, and it's an honor to be able to share my story and experience with you. Thank you.
Well, the Salt Lake City Public Library is pleased to partner with the Mayor's Office and community service representatives on Project Homeless Connect. Since 2014, the City Library has planned and hosted 4 Project Uplift fairs at the main library, where about 400 individuals from our community and 30 service providers were involved in about a 6-hour day. Like Project Homeless Connect, the City Library's goal in hosting Project Uplift was to connect individuals with service providers and information in a welcoming environment. Project Homeless Connect expands the reach of the library's resource fair by increasing the number of vital services and resource providers while adding a component of community volunteer participation. Project Homeless Connect bolsters the library's mission and strategic goals of providing information, access, and commitment to serve our diverse community by increasing the collective impact of the partners in connecting at-risk members with needed services. Project Homeless Connect service providers that will be participating on October 6th that are partnering specifically in my role as a representative of the Salt Lake City Public Library on the steering committee for Project Homeless Connect are the Salt Lake Community College's Community Writing Center at Library Square, the Salon at Library Square, Salt Lake Power Yoga, the Volunteers of America Library Engagement Team, and staff of the Salt Lake City Public Library who will be providing access to library cards and we'll have our Tech League volunteers there to work one-on-one with individuals who would like to use, learn more about digital resources or get connected with family through an email, or just something as simple as learning how to use a mouse so that they can use computers in their lives. Specifically, we have lots of people who come to the City Library to use that resource. So we're pleased to be part of this, and I think it's going to be a great day for the community and the people in our community who are volunteering and taking advantage of this event. Thank you.
So I think we'll open this up to questions.
A couple things. There's, first of all, the personal level of having people going out on the streets and contacting them individually. So we have a team, putting a team together to have that personal invitation. Secondly, we will also be providing transportation to the venue. So we're looking at a number of locations where we can pick up people and bring them to the Salt Palace.
To learn more, visit www.phcslc.org.